everyone, Neve here with the Rainbow Cauldron, and I'm also here with Seamus, my son. You want to say hi?
Hi.
Hi. Yes, he was in here as I started to do this reading, so I think he's gonna be in here with me. All right, so this is your weekly general reading for December 17th through the 23rd, 2017. And the oracle deck that we are using this month is the Druid Animal Oracle. I'm going to pull one card from here, and that will represent the general theme of the week, something to think about. And then I'm going to pull 3 cards from our tarot card this month. This is the Green Witch Tarot. And this will represent the general flow of energy throughout the week. All right, let's get started. Okay, so we have the Stag, and we got this card 2 weeks ago. So we're seeing it again, and as I've said in previous videos, that's something that's to be expected. You know, it's common to get the same cards for week after week because, well, I mean, energies don't just suddenly end. Energies go in a flow, and sometimes the same energies happen in a chunk. So it's not surprising that we get the same card again. So the Stag represents like pride and independence and purification. Last time I really focused on like integrity and new beginnings, and I talked about that it was strongly associated with be, which I can't remember the tree in English. I want to say birch, but I'm not totally sure. Yes, so it's you know, beginnings, but this time my eye really focused on Cernunnos, the god inscription here, which I'm not sure you can see on the camera, but there is an engraving of Cernunnos on this rock, and Cernunnos is like the general Celtic father god. It's not very specific to certain Celts, just an overall general Celtic father god, and stags in and of themselves are very fatherly, and I'm getting a very fatherly sense this week with this stag. All right, so let's move on to the tarot cards. We have the 5 of Chalices, the 6 of Chalices, so that's interesting, 5, 6. And then we have the 9 of Pentacles. All right. So, 5s in general is a number of conflict. It's a number of opposing forces, and there's a conflict or an issue. And the chalices are a very emotional suit. So here we're seeing like conflict of emotions, sadness, and she's pouring out some of her chalice, which is kind of a universal sign of mourning, like tipping out your drink in honor of someone you've lost, something like that. And this could be a literal loss of a loved one, and the mourning surrounding that. But of course, it could also mean just a general sense of loss, especially something that was dear to your heart. So losing something that was important to you, and letting go of that thing. And what it also, since these 2 cards are so incredibly positive, and this being a negative card, it also could represent that the risk of losing something dear to you with the hopes of gaining something positive, gaining great fulfillment. So that's what I see here. It's either a loss of something that's important to you, or it is advising you to take a risk. To take a risk, even though the possibility is that you could, it could result in sadness and loss. And then we move on to the Six of Chalices, and I think it's really telling that it's 5-6 and it's the same suit. So we're really seeing a straight up movement of energy. So a logical movement of energy going to the next step. So here with the Six of Chalices, this is such a card that really, I mean, in most decks it features children, and there's, you know, an innocence and a purity of children, and that's what we're seeing here. And this is a card of support, of kindness and caring. So here, whether we've experienced that loss or we're risking a loss, here we're experiencing the comfort and support of our peers and those closest to us. And while we have the Stag, which is a very fatherly card, the Six of Chalices is more about gaining support from those who are more on equal ground with you, like your siblings or your friends, something like that, a more equal support. Yeah. Do you have any words, Seamus?
Hi.
So we're also, we're gaining strength through support, and there's that word again, strength. So we're gaining this strength through the support of others, through the support of our peers. All right, and then we move on to the Nine of Pentacles, and what a great card to have. And it's very logical to have this card because this is kind of the card of gift giving, and this is the week of Yule, and Christmas is right around the corner. So, I mean, we're it's a very obvious sort of literal interpretation of a gift-giving time. It's also a card of great self-esteem, so we're seeing rewards of possibly that risk, and we're really feeling the support of our peers and those closest to us, our family and friends. And here we feel a strong sense of accomplishment and pride, and here's that pride again. So accomplishment, pride, good self-esteem, and sudden good luck, which is probably more talking about the fact that this is a gift-giving time. So it's a great card and very fitting for the season. All right, so thank you very much, and I hope you have a wonderful Yule. Blessed be. Bye. You want to say bye, Seamus?
Bye.
All right, bye, guys.